What did you do? You already messed it up?
I did already
Oh
mess
my
it up.
god.
Hi, people. I'm just trying to promo things. Ah!
Not anything.
Hi, everybody. You can hear us. I'm just gonna murder Discord. I'm gonna kill something. I swear to God. I'm gonna kill Discord. I'm gonna end its life. Ah! Hey, KP, remember when the cameras fucked up and even though they were working fine earlier?
Yeah.
They're doing it again and messing up, but now they're not letting me do my quick fix.
Oh jeez.
So hop into the other call.
Okay. Okay.
Here, go to interviews. Hi, everybody. We're fixing things over here. Because why would it work?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with Discord, guys. This is well, we're trying so what Morgan does is she captures us through Discord, and for some reason the functionality between Discord and Streamlabs is not
Here,
reading
you have to look.
properly.
Please look at our lovely Streamlabs for a moment. So sorry, everybody. It's the only way it'll read that
You
I've.
don't even have your camera on, by the way. I'm there. Hi.
I have to
Morgan's
once
not.
again show you my Discord for a second or my Streamlabs for a
That was
second.
not the script. Nice try, Latin. That was not the script.
Never showing the script. I can't let you guys see it.
So she did. She actually did restart Discord while we had you
Yep.
guys on waiting.
Yep. When I had when switched back, like, oh my gosh. Hi everyone. Welcome to Techyries, where
Yay!
it is a gamble every weekend if I'm gonna murder Discord or not.
We need to really look into it though.
I'm gonna Discord is on my shit list. Anyway,
Fair.
um, hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Um, it's the start of June, and with that being said, there's a few things we want to talk about. So first things first, we have a lot to talk about. We have the Nintendo Switch 2 launch closing in. We have a lot of Nintendo news to talk about and plenty more, but we also want to let y'all know that we have going on right now through June 16th. We have a wonderful sale going on our merch store right now for Father's Day. Father's Day is June 15th. So if you want to, head on over to our store. You can save 25% off. The discount will be automatically applied. Yes, KP? Fact
Mhm.
checking? Perfect. So
Yes.
that will be auto applied at your in your cart. So yeah, go save. Go get some of our merch. You can get my merch. So you can get True Tash merch. You can get French Kitty merch. You can get Techyries merch as well as my movie podcast show Wannabes. So yeah, go load up on hopefully your favorite streamers merch.
They're like, all right, I'll go load up on somebody else. Ninja. No, I'm just kidding.
No, not Ninja.
You better
No.
not buy ninja gear.
Guys, I do want to say sorry earlier about those technical difficulties. It's always a pain in the butt when it's out of our hands. But thank you for hanging in there. You guys are the true G's in this chat. You guys are great. Anyway, with that being said, y'all, I'm Morgan, and this is my beautiful and wonderful co-host KP.
That's right. That is me. All right. Besides Nintendo, though, we're diving into the latest Steam Fest, which is Vampires versus Zombies. And we've got a couple of games we're highlighting for you guys. I'm really excited about it, especially the one I got to play. And I know Morgan is super excited about the one that she spotlighted.
So
So
is
we're
Tyler.
really, yes, so is Tyler. Hi, Tyler. All right. But first, let's dive into your tech pulse because we have a lot of news to get through. So let's go.
Woohoo! All right, everybody. So we said we have Nintendo news, right? Because we do. So next week on Thursday, June 5th, I was about to be like the Nintendo Switch 2 officially launches for purchase. So the Switch 2 brings a new form of game communication for the handheld console, powerful new hardware, reimagined online capabilities, and a broad range of games, old and new. With that being said, it will be available for the large price tag of $449.99. However, many maybe rethinking their purchase plans due to Nintendo's revised user agreement. So real quick chat, let us know. Have you heard about this yet? Because it has been a hot topic lately. But Nintendo has actually tightened its user agreement, revising terms and conditions with a tougher stance aimed at players who hack their Switch console, run emulators, or any other unauthorized use. So, emails have officially gone out to players confirming the company has updated the Nintendo policy agreement and the Nintendo account privacy policy. So the new rules now supersedes all previous versions and apply to all existing and new Nintendo account users on May 7th. So this already started. So in this agreement, players are agreeing that they are not allowed to lease, rent, sublicense, publish, copy, modify, adapt, translate, reverse engineer, decompile, or disassemble all of any portion of Nintendo account services without Nintendo's written consent, or unless otherwise expressly permitted by applicable law. That was a lot I just threw at you. Now, to continue though, because it's not over yet, this agreement section actually wraps with the following. You acknowledge that if you fail to comply with the foregoing restrictions, Nintendo may render the Nintendo account services and of the applicable Nintendo device permanently unusable in whole or in part. So now, I'll be honest, Nintendo hasn't been clear and hasn't clarified what unusable means exactly, but the wording does seem to suggest that Nintendo now reserves the right to potentially brick your console if it thinks you've broken its rules. However, that's also not all. So much Nintendo news for you guys. So, changes to the privacy policy now also stress that Nintendo may listen to Switch users' online chats in order to support a safe and friendly online environment and to detect violations of the Nintendo account agreement and other harmful or illegal interactions. Now, as the launch looms ever nearer, literally later next week, Nintendo has been updating its backwards compatibility for the Switch 2. So far, almost all of the original library of the Switch 1 games will function as normal, though around 5% of games will have issues. This could be due to compatibility issues with the Joy-Con 2, the VR headset, just games that weren't built and made to be able to work on the format that the Switch 2 is. However, while I find that easy to understand, it is surprising to learn that apps such as Hulu and Crunchyroll actually won't function on the Switch 2, along with other video apps as well. So there is a list on their website to help keep buyers informed about what pieces of software will function on the new console. Now, the question is, guys, will you be getting yourself a Switch 2, or are you changing your mind? How are you feeling even about the current Switch that you might already own? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear it. We want to hear.
So, Element already said that this has made him decide to never buy a Nintendo product again,
Very
and
fair. Very fair.
I'm kind of in that boat, especially with the price range, but also not just so much in the price range as much as like also I don't really see myself playing a lot of Nintendo games lately. I don't I feel like for me, especially with the fact that I have a large Steam library, I feel like the Steam Deck would make the most sense for me
Yeah,
because like it pulls from your
the Steam Deck is the one I really want. And I
yeah.
agree with you. Definitely makes the most sense for me in the games that I play and own.
Right. So I feel like, yay, good job, Switch 2. But also looking at the specs compared to the specs of like other handheld consoles, and also the fact that there are rumors surrounding like Xbox and PlayStation and how they want to get
Mhm.
into the handheld again. Like I think PlayStation had a handheld with the Vita. I believe that was what it was, right? Wasn't that handheld?
Yes. That sounds right.
Yeah.
That was a
And that
while
was
ago, but
theirs,
that sounds
and
right.
but yeah, but they wanna come back into it, but they've been in it before, and
Mhm.
then, Xbox never had one, so they would have to start from scratch. So, yeah, look at me and my brain, guys. But yeah, so I feel like, other consoles are probably gonna outperform the Switch 2 in a way. So as much as I'm like, okay, great, good job, you guys gave us another Switch, there are just some aspects to it that I'm like, I don't really care. I don't care for the chat thing. I don't care to have people like watch me play like with my friend, like as we're sitting there and like we're playing Mario Kart and I can see you and you can see me, like I don't really care. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Totally fair.
There are just aspects that I just don't think matter, and I think they are trying so hard. It's like, just give us better games. Maybe that would help.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, some of the games aren't bad, but I feel like maybe improve the games more.
yeah, out of like the current games that are coming out for the Switch, the only one I'm really interested in is Mario Kart World because it is like
Yeah,
kind of expanding upon finally, I think, a much needed different take on Mario Kart after all of these how many goddamn years of my life that
right.
it's been the same thing just with new maps,
Well,
but
but it's gonna be beyond that, like, everything's gonna be more seamless because it's open world from how
yes,
they made it, which is gonna
absolutely.
be different, which that's great, like, give us more of that, like, don't give us, "Hey, you can set up this camera and then cool, you can chat with us." I
Wow.
don't care.
I don't care. Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
this
I
does
don't care.
also
That's not why I play Nintendo,
yeah,
you
and then
know?
there is the other side of this, which Element is talking about in our Twitch chat that, like, for example, Element does say this is absolutely something that the government should step in and just forcefully kill, which I do agree. Like, this, like, being able, like, I am not licensing a Nintendo product when I'm buying it. I am
Right.
purchasing this device. Like, that is a I don't even know what to label that as. I wanna say corporate greed, but at the same time, I can't really say it's that because it's worse than that in my opinion. The fact that the company is now withholding the right to be able to just brick and make our devices and our account completely unusable, I think is completely unfair to the consumer that is paying the money, let alone this amount of money to get the device. I
Yeah.
think that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't know. Like it's already easy enough as Element just said. It's really easy to actually emulate Switch games on a really good PC. People have been emulating also like old Pokemon games on cell phones for ages. Like it's just crazy that Nintendo itself is able to just now kill your console whenever you want for whatever reason they decide is against their rules. I think this is absolutely demonstrative of the Nintendo company.
Right. Well, I mean, there is also another factor that we need to look at too, in the sense of I understand we buy these things, like, okay, we bought our phones, we bought our, our computers and everything else. But at the same time, like even games, right? We technically don't own the games. We own a license to the game. We technically own a license to the phone. We own licenses. Like it's weird when you don't really own things. Like you can own your car because you can get your title and it's your car, right? But as far as other things go, unfortunately, they're licensed items that we're buying. So, it's kind of like in their court a little bit too. So I understand why they're like, oh my God, don't mess with our product. But at the same time, like anybody can go and grab like a raspberry, and then create something from that and maybe even create their own Switch product from using a Raspberry Pi. Like there's so
Sure.
much you can do. Also, we got a comment from Lauren on YouTube who says, honestly, debating on just playing with older Nintendo products versus getting anything new from them again. And that's fair.
Very fair.
I think the old Nintendo products are probably the better ones that we've seen. I think they have a lot of thinking to do about this, especially with the fact, like I said, they're so hung up on. Remember where they were like, "There's a little C button." They're so hung up on the stupid stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like, I don't care. Like nobody cares.
It's
So
also
I
like
think,
it's also going back to the same thing of like these upgrades and these updates that they're doing to this Nintendo Switch 2 is like great. I've been able to do that forever on all of my other devices. Like thanks
right,
for
right,
not getting up with the time still. Like
right. Well, I will say this though. There is going to be another Nintendo Direct coming out soon, so they will have more information on other things. I don't know what it's going to be about, but they did say that they were going to have one. They kind of hinted to it. It's probably going to happen after the launch date or right before launch. So it'll either be Wednesday or maybe like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or
yeah, if
somewhere
it's
around there.
before launch, I
So,
could almost see it being like day of launch. But we'll
right.
see. Maybe they'll go into further detail about their crazy terms of services now, like,
Yeah.
and give further look into like what all of this means because this is definitely hurting. Like, sadly, there are people out there, and there are people who are just agreeing to this term of service because people don't read all of their terms of services. It's really common that people don't. So people are just agreeing without knowing what they're agreeing to. So
But then again, I mean, like, how many of the terms and services have we read regarding our video games? It's like, okay, great. It'll be like things like we're going to use your data to do this, that, this and that with the game. Like, I don't care. Like, fine, because that's majority of the time they use data to figure out performance base and they figure out how can they do improvements and all this other stuff. But we're really not reading anything. Or even like, let's just say in general, like you go and services and agreements to your phone. Do you read it? Probably not. You're like, it's a phone. I just want it. Just give me my phone, So
mhm,
I think there's things that they need to think about so that we have a better understanding.
absolutely, 100% agree with you. Well,
But we will keep that info. We will keep bringing you guys more information on the Nintendo stuff as we keep getting it and finding out
absolutely,
more information. Like I said, there is a direct happening at some point next week. Um, so we'll see what they're gonna talk about.
yeah. But there's other things being talked about right now. Is new rumors are coming out over a specific video game.
Yeah, so it's Rumorville City today, guys. So,
Woo!
woohoo, we love rumors. Yeah. So there's new details surrounding rumors of the yet announced Resident Evil 9. So those rumors include everything from what the game will be like to when it will be released. So Dusk Golem, if you guys have not seen him before, he posted on social media claiming Resident Evil 9 will be a big reinvention for the franchise. Now, just so everybody knows, Dusk Golem is actually a person who does a lot of leaking of different games. And, normally the leaker is pretty much on par for majority of it. So a lot of people kind of follow him and or them and make sure that they kind of have the right paths and everything. So the leaker says that the changes will be on the same level as Resident Evil 4 and 7. Gamers expected Resident Evil 9 would be an open world game, but Dusk Golem stated that the developer scrapped an open world multiplayer concept. And lastly, from Screenfire Germany, they revealed that Capcom intends to release Resident Evil 9 between January 1st and March 31st of 2026 and suggests that the game will be officially announced during the Summer Game Fest, which starts June 6th. So I know we're going to be paying attention to that and everything. But
Absolutely.
like all rumors, though, we need to take all of this with a grain of salt because we never know what is actually true and not true. So we want to know if you guys have played any of the Resident Evil games and which one was your favorite and what are you hoping this new game will bring?
Yeah. So, you know, I am I'm really sad to hear that they may have potentially scrapped an open world multiplayer concept for Resident Evil 9. I think Resident Evil would be a very like Resident Evil is already very very well known. Not just to mention their games, but also from the movies. Like a lot of us grew up with those movies. So like it's something that it's sad to hear that one of the big zombie franchises we could have gotten maybe a multiplayer concept for, and we're not. Um, I wish I don't know. I would love to dive into a multiplayer Resident Evil game with like you and Graham and Dan and plenty of others that I know would love to dive into it. I think we've played some really awesome like open world survival style multiplayer zombie games before, and I think it could lend out some really cool, fun like mystery fact finding stuff as groups if you had that same thing in a story world like Resident Evil.
Right. There was one Resident Evil that I played that, yeah, I think it was Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I think you can play that with multiple people.
Mm. I'll be honest,
That one wasn't
I
bad.
have not played a lot of the Resident Evil games. I mostly just watched other
That's
people
fair.
play them. Because
You're
they're
like, well,
most of them are single
actually,
player, so, you
they are.
know,
Most of them are single player. You're not wrong. Um,
the one I feel like
but
the
yeah,
single player games I struggle with the most is, like, zombie, like, heavy combat, like, zombie single player games usually, but
okay, that's fair. Element did say that Resident Evil 6 had multiplayer, but it was just terrible. I think that's the problem. A lot of their multiplayer
it's
is
been
like the
really
little
rare.
when they make it, it's just not very good.
Mm,
So I think by making one that actually is just multiplayer would be interesting. But yeah, I'm curious to see which rumors actually are true. But I love the fact that we might be getting an announcement on June 6th at the Summer Games, which are a massive event that takes place, and I'm really excited about it.
huge event.
Even though we're gonna be doing something completely different during our show, we do promise to bring you guys the latest on what happens, though.
Yes.
You
Yes.
just have to check out YouTube when that comes down the pipeline.
It's gonna be a busy week for us that
Oh,
following week. Holy
we're
cow.
just gonna be like, "Don't mind us while we just bury ourselves in all this editing."
All right, guys. That is not all though. We have more
No.
we have more video game news, you know? Who would have thunk? Now, so for the next story I have for y'all, wow. CD Projekt Red has made the announcement that a Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, currently titled Cyberpunk 2, has officially entered pre-production. So, 96 of CD Projekt's 730 developers are now working on Cyberpunk 2, which the majority of the like 422 staff is actually working on the full production of Witcher 4 right now. But with that being said, here's actually a quote. So, several weeks ago, the CD Projekt Red team responsible for the next big game set in the Cyberpunk universe completed the project's conceptual phase. As a result, Cyberpunk 2, previously known under the codename Project Orion, has progressed to pre production. So, the CD Projekt co CEO, Michael Nowakowski, stated, "Our journey from pre production to final release takes 4 to 5 years on average. Having said that, keep in mind that each project is unique and there are many variables that influence that final outcome. So I will not lead you into specific years, but yes, this is pretty much how it looks. So right now we know that we basically know next to nothing about Cyberpunk 2, but we will continue to watch for any new announcements and developments. But it looks like in I'd say at least 5 years, maybe more. We'll see how, CD Projekt knows for its delays. Hopefully it's kinder to their Cyberpunk developers this time around. And, doesn't work them to death. That'd be great for them to not do that. But yeah, who knows? And potentially 5 years, maybe a little longer, we could officially have the official sequel to Cyberpunk 2077, now titled Cyberpunk 2. So for now, guys, let us know. Are you excited for Cyberpunk 2? What do you hope to see in this sequel? Let's see, what is
Okay,
chat
so I think
saying?
for me, I just need to play the first one. I can't get excited for the second one until I actually play the first
I
one.
know. I've only watched gameplay of the first one. Like I bought it for my husband for his
Mhm.
Xbox that's in our bedroom, and he hasn't touched it because like no, I didn't buy it for him. I'm sorry. It was Christmas time, and his mother was like, "What should I get Dan?" And I was like, "Well, he really wants this game," and so she got it for him for Christmas. And then it was like right after launch, so it was really really buggy, and he just hasn't touched it since. So
Mhm. Oh, nice. Becky says that the first one is on my to be played list. So let me tell you why I didn't play the first one
yes,
yet.
please do.
Okay, so when I first started it, so actually Latin gave me the game for one, which I love. Don't think I don't. It's just there was many issues with it where
Hmm.
I loaded up and then I'd be like, "Oh, I need to tab out of this really fast." And then the game would like freak out, and so it
Oh
created for a
no.
not very very friendly stream and everything. So I waited and I was like, because I knew they were having issues. I knew that there was a lot of things that they needed to fix with the game. So I waited and let them kind of like go back through and fix it all. And so since then, I haven't really jumped back into it. And it's been on my thing, it's been on my list of games that I really want to just sit down and play. I know it's single player, I know it's going to take a while, but I do love because I've done the character creation, and I will say, character creation in that game, Morgan, that is one that you should totally do one on because it is really cool how you can make your character look.
Yeah.
And so
We definitely
I
need
did.
our cyber kitty.
Yes. So I think for me, I'm excited to play the first one. I just really need to sit down and just do it.
Sure.
And then that will probably get me really excited to play this next one. And I think for the next one would be really nice is it would be really fun instead of a single player game, it would be great to be able to at least have another person with you, even if it was just co-op. I
I was
wouldn't
gonna
mind
say
co-op.
a two-player, almost like Resident Evil 5. If we had like a two-player co-op mode, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I can understand
Yeah.
them not, I
Like
can
I know
understand a game like Cyberpunk not wanting to be able to maintain like more than two people playing together.
right.
I think it could be like get a little jumbled because you have so many people. But I think a two-player
Yeah.
co-op would be really cool.
Yeah, I don't think you'd make it a multiplayer game. I think two-player would be cool. I think they're gonna learn a lot though from what they've gone through in the first one, and
Sure.
they will
Sure.
definitely like sit back and really think about what they've done with like how they've had to fix it and all this other stuff. And I know they have The Witcher going on right now, which we're all really excited about. And I really that's another one I want to jump into The Witcher 3. Just jumping off the bandwagon over here. But I think yeah, I think Cyberpunk 2 is going to be a good one. And I think CD Projekt Red, unfortunately, got a lot of, harsh comments and backlash and all this other stuff. And they're actually really not that bad of a gaming company. It's just and a developer. It's just
Sure.
they fell in the wrong hole when it came to this game, and I know that they wanna, like,
100%.
make it shine and everything else. I mean, they got freaking Keanu Reeves in the game. They don't just do that out of nowhere, you know? Like, if he's putting himself in the game, that means that he believes it's gonna be a good
That's
game.
massive. Like, that's genuinely
Right,
like, that speaks volumes of the fact that they got such a massive A-list actor to
right.
finally make his video game debut. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I just feel like they just got the wrong end of the stick on this game, and it just tanked for them so quickly that they were scrambling to fix it. And I really do think they're going to learn a lot. And when they start this one, I know they're in pre-production, but that still gives them time to still sit there and really figure out what do we do to fix the little quirks and everything else that we did that was wrong in the first one.
For sure.
Tyler says their main problem was that they were rushed, that this is never a good thing to do with CD Projekt Red. Edge Runners anime gave it a second wind. Yeah. Yeah, that was, I
Absolutely.
mean, were rushed. They were really rushed. I think they were coming up to, because the announcement I think happened on the Xbox showcase. I think that's when they did it. I want to say, I don't remember. I know it was like one of the big events that was happening. There was a
Mhm.
big showcase, they announced it. And it did feel like they were like, "Okay, we announced it. Now we gotta get this out because we announced it." And it's like, sometimes you don't have to throw it out, just yet. You could be like, "Okay, we announced it. Doesn't mean that it has to come out tomorrow."
Right, right. And I think luckily that going forward with this release of Cyberpunk 2, that I think things will be a lot smoother and a lot better. At least I hope.
Yeah.
I think they've after handling the release of 2077, that that hopefully they've learned a lot and they can take what they learned from there and make a better launch for Cyberpunk 2. Now, I'll be honest,
Yeah.
once again, I have not played Cyberpunk 2077. I actually do not even know how the story ends. I would expect it's very much a linear, like not linear story, but like a com- compiled into one game story. So I'm curious to
Yes.
see how what story we're going to get for Cyberpunk 2, and
Mhm.
is it a direct continuation of something from 2077, or is it going to be a brand new storyline that maybe has elements or people that might still connect to 2077? So,
I
how
just
many
wanna know if
years are we going to
Keanu's
jump into? Is it still going to be
right.
2077, or are we going to be in like 2090? I don't know.
They're like, "Actually, it's 3077."
Oh shit. So
They
many
actually go back in
years.
time. It's actually 1077.
Oh no.
And Keanu's still there. It still looks the same.
I mean, he
I
already
mean,
does. So
right?
she's just aged even better. Like, I don't know what to say.
Right. Right. All
Well,
right.
while we've been
Well,
talking about the pushing of gaming and all these new announcements coming
yes.
out, there is another like gaming push that is coming out that I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about, KP.
Yeah, so this one's actually really interesting, guys. So Apple wants to jump further into the gaming industry. Now, you guys know, those who have Apple phones, it has the the application store that they have, right? And in there you can go to the gaming tab and all this other stuff for the arcade that they have. But the company has completed its first ever game developer acquisition and plans to launch a dedicated gaming hub app before the end of 2025. This hub will replace the Game Center, and it will serve as an interface for browsing the iOS apps store's game section while promoting the Apple Arcade subscription service. The hub is actually, this is great. The hub is actually expected to release just days after the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 9th. So, I find that fascinating. So, in addition to the gaming hub, the Apple has also acquired its first ever game developer, and that is RAC7. It's the two-person studio behind Sneaky Sasquatch. Apple looks at this as a way of expanding its Apple Arcade catalog. So we want to know, do you think Apple creating a gaming hub is a good thing, a bad thing? We want to know your thoughts on it. So let us know in the comments.
I don't care. I don't have Apple. I'm an Android girly.
But you have the gaming store. Like, you have the
Yeah,
whole, like
and I
yeah,
just still download everything from the Play Store. So, because it's available on both. Um,
right.
I am curious to see, like, how this is gonna work, like, knowing, like, the whole craziness that happened, like, what, 2 years ago now with, like, Apple and, like, the microtransactions and, like, buying stuff through the store, like, I wonder how that like, how like, previous things that we've seen with, like, the Apple stores is going to impact this gaming hub. Um, but I wonder if it's gonna be also to compete, like, I know you can earn points and stuff through the Android game store kinda thing, like, you can link to it and, like, if you do things in your games or, like, play 'em for X amount of time, like, you earn points. I personally don't really use it and look into it that much. I do play games on my phone, but not, like, games that really get me anything. So, they're usually ones that
Right,
help me wind down to maybe fall asleep finally. So, I
right.
don't know. I wonder if they're also gonna be implementing such a thing to be able to utilize in their own store.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if separating it from out of the App Store is gonna be very helpful, though, just because that way they can create maybe like what um we have that one beta that we have where we can play mobile apps. I wonder
Yeah.
if that could also become something down the road. I love the fact that they got their first game developer. I think that's smart because it's showing that they want to compete with Android. Um,
Mhm.
Mobile gaming is actually becoming a big thing again, which is good because
Yeah.
we've seen a lot of good games coming out of it. Like, what's one? Isn't ZZZ a mobile gaming app?
Yeah.
That
We
started
have
didn't it start on PlayStation and went to mobile, and we're gonna talk about where it's going next because it's
yep.
been such a big game. Wandering, what is it? Wandering starts with a W also. It's like WW, but it's Wandering something.
I don't
I
know
can't
that
think of
one.
the last we've talked about it before. I think that
Okay.
one is also a mobile app game.
I know, like, for example, we've seen Diablo Immortal before, though there were issues there, and it's
Right.
now on PC. We have right now in another closed beta that I'll be actually making videos about later on to show you guys the differences. We have Destiny Rising that they're working on for
Right.
mobile, which is also from NetEase. Like, it has definitely been something that has been going on and getting bigger. For example, we have even our what was it that I was gonna say? Our um like, we have the Call of Duty mobile that actually
Mhm.
runs pretty easy and pretty well. So, yeah. I do wanna say real
I
quick
mean, they
bef
made
go ahead,
the
go ahead.
WoW Ramble there was the WoW game that they made that was mobile that they moved
Yeah,
over
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
ported over. So, like, it's interesting how, like
There's the solo leveling game that's coming to
right?
PC now eventually, like, shortly. You can already play it, I think, through the Google beta, but, like, it's actually
Mhm.
coming to Steam event, like,
Yeah,
later this year. So, like, mobile gaming is getting huge, and we're starting to see more and more mobile games cross over onto PC. If we wanna, like, look at Diablo Immortal as kinda, like, almost our start base for that. Not
right,
just
right,
Diablo Immortal, but that was a big one, and I do think
right.
Destiny Rising will eventually switch over as well. We have Once Human that is from the same funny enough, the same company as, uh, Diablo Immortal and Destiny Rising. They just took Once
Mhm.
Human and have launched it on PC, but it's now available and on a cell phone launch for mobile gaming.
Right, and don't even forget don't I mean, let's not even forget about all the geolocation games. So, Pokemon Go,
Absolutely.
uh, the one that you're gonna talk about that's no longer available.
Anyway, RIP.
But yeah, so I mean, I know I get it. People in our chat are not Apple people. I get it. But there are Apple people out there, and we have to not just be like, guys, we're not only just not going to cover Apple news, we have to cover everything.
No, for sure. I definitely think that it is a this definitely shows that they're trying to compete with Android. I do agree with what Element is saying. I think Element put it better than I was trying to earlier. Is I think with the legal trouble, like Element says, with all the legal trouble Apple has had with its game ecosystem, it's kind of a surprising move, and I agree with that. But I think it is a move they have to make to compete with Android. And as Element already said in chat, mobile gaming has become way more lucrative. So, with especially with people like I'm somebody who doesn't cave easily, thank goodness. But like I have a couple puzzle games that I play, and if I mess up and I'm like have literally like two moves and I could have won it, I could pay money to have coins to be able to extend my time by 20 seconds. I never fall for that shit, but it's really lucrative because some people do. They're like, oh, $2 and I can like move on. Thank God. I've been stuck on this level for 50 playthroughs now. So, it
Well,
is
and
what it is.
also thinking about it, but if we think about it too from a mobile gaming standpoint, it may be cheaper sometimes too. Like, oh, here's a game for like, maybe $3 as opposed to this AAA or other game out there and it's like $80. So I have a feeling mobile gaming is going to, especially with the high prices that we're going to see surrounding these video games, is gonna keep taking off because it's way more affordable for people to, and they can take it on the go with them, like
Absolutely.
that was the whole point behind mobile gaming. So I think this is definitely something that we need to keep an eye on throughout the rest of the year and everything else. So we're gonna see what happens. And I know what you want to do. Ramp and Latin, thank you so much for resubbing for us. We
Yes, thank
really
you so much,
appreciate your
guys.
support, guys.
You guys are
You're
amazing.
like, "What? What
Thank
am I
you.
wanna do?"
It could have gone two ways. It could have been that, or it could have been me like, and here's the next story.
No, I knew what she wanted to do because I was like, I know she wants to say thank you.
I do.
Yeah, no, thanks guys for all the support. We really appreciate it. It's really helpful when you guys are here, and we appreciate all the support we can get. So let's keep it going. You guys have
Yeah.
been with us. Let's see, Ramp has been with us now for 6 months as a sub, and Latin's been with us for
2 years.
six. Oh yeah, 2 years. Wait, why does it say that? Well, Ramp resubscribed for 6 months, and they've been subscribed for 4. Okay. And then, yeah, Latin's resubscribed for 6 months, and they've been subscribed to us for 24 months.
Crazy.
You guys are
Y'all are
great.
awesome.
2 year. 2 years.
I do want to take this
2 years.
moment real quick to remind everybody, real quick, if you're on YouTube, come follow us on Twitch. But if you're on Twitch, go follow us on YouTube because we are on our road to be able to build our YouTube to get like member like status where we can have like members where we can have all the same interactions and emotes that we have here on Twitch also on YouTube for our YouTube chatters. So if you
Woo!
can head on over there and give us subscribe to us because just the subscription alone helps us get to that point for them.
That's right.
But with that being said, and since we were on the topic of mobile gaming, while we were,
I wonder who put that together.
well, who you might hear her and her be me. No, so while we were, enjoying vacations and anniversaries the last 2 weeks, we did have videos constantly going up on our YouTube. So if you didn't catch it, we do want to air for you today the video that we made regarding the announcement of that was all about the upcoming mobile game Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. So I'm not going to talk about it and spoil it. I'm just going to let the video play for you guys. This is the full video that we released on the story on our YouTube. So go ahead, take a look at it, and let's talk afterwards. There is another video game cancellation on the list from a well-known developer. This time, it's from the developers of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Square Enix made the announcement on Twitter on May 14th stating, "We have made the decision to cancel the development of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link." They went on in the tweet to state, "We determined that it would be difficult for us to offer a service that players would find satisfactory over a long period of time, leading us to the decision to cancel development." Kingdom Hearts Missing Link would have opened up the doors to a new original story in the grand battle against the Heartless on mobile devices. This game, first announced in April 2022, would have been a geolocation role-playing game. It would have been similar to games like Pokemon Go or Monster Hunter Now, where it would track the user's location in the real world. While this might not seem to fit the Kingdom Hearts franchise, the mobile game would still be heavily story-based, with some potentially big lore and implications for the series at large. The story itself would have taken place in the city of Scala ad Silum, where the finale of Kingdom Hearts 3 takes place. In this city, players would wield wield a new Keyblade and navigate conflict between the different societies of Scala while traveling to a realm known as the Astral Plane to battle Heartless. The game itself had a unique and vibrant Victorian-inspired art style to it, and the series composer, Yoko Shimomura, said she was looking forward to the release after having played the game herself, saying, "I hope the songs written for this project will someday reach your ears again." But while this game, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, will not be continuing production, the developers did state at the end of the announcement the Kingdom Hearts series will continue. "We are hard at work on Kingdom Hearts 4 and hope you'll continue to support the series as you keep an eye out for further updates." The first official mention of the sequel was teased back in January, but there was another reveal back in September 2022 with a full cinematic trailer, which showed impressive gameplay with the use of Unreal Engine 4, but the game will be moved to Unreal Engine 5 when it releases. The Kingdom Hearts series Tetsuya Nomura says that the Kingdom Hearts 4 will, after 22 years and a whopping 18 games, finally shift the Kingdom Hearts narrative towards its conclusion. At this time, Square Enix has not confirmed a release date for Kingdom Hearts 4. But we want to know, are you upset about the cancellation of the mobile game Kingdom Hearts Missing Link? Let us know in the comments below. All right, everybody. That is what's going on with Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. And so it is sad to hear that they are canceling this because it was supposed to have a lot of lore implications for the franchise. And I think that's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I'm disappointed to hear that this is being canceled is I hope we get that lore maybe through Kingdom Hearts 4. Um, but you know, I don't know. I really hope it's not lore that we're just gonna lose on ever finding out and learning about.
Yeah. It's sad because even okay, let's look at other games that we've seen like Destiny, they're doing their mobile, you're probably going to get lore that you probably don't have in the game and everything like the main game. And they even
Yeah.
like for instance
Well, they
Diablo Immortal, there was lore in there like all of a sudden like you've seen our
yeah.
we've had our piece on it. Like I did a whole piece regarding the whole game and everything, but what's interesting though was like wait, Deckard Cain's in here, but Deckard Cain died into like where's this going? And then you got to understand that it actually took place between two different areas of the game, like the game series. And so like that makes this sad because it's like what if there's something that was supposed to be incredibly important or somebody died that was supposed to be, in a different area depending on where this fell in the timeline, and
Mhm.
you don't get to know why. You don't get to know any information regarding what's surrounding it. I think this is a loss for them. I do. I think this is a big loss. I feel like they could have joined the mobile gaming brigade and they could have been a big part of it, and this just feels like they took the loss. They were like, we're taking the L and we're just gonna go to the main game. So it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's definitely sad to hear, but well, I mean, well, I guess we'll see what happens. Like, I really hope that we
We'll see
don't
what
lose that.
happens. I
We'll
like
see
how
what
you said
happens.
that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just really hope that we don't lose out on the lore that we were gonna learn from playing this game.
Yeah.
But hey, I do agree with what Becky said in chat. At least they're still working towards the fourth game, and I know
Hmm.
they're moving. Like I said in the video, they are moving towards the conclusion for this story in this franchise. So I'm very excited to see where the story takes us because I've been playing Kingdom Hearts since I was a little kid.
Yeah. I tried to get into Kingdom Hearts. I think it's just really difficult when you don't start from the beginning and you haven't been with it in the beginning
That's totally fair.
to, yeah, to jump into it.
There's
Because
a
I
lot
got
of
the
there's
one,
surprisingly quite a bit of emotion in the game, and so if you aren't there
right,
from the get-go and don't know the story from the get-go, it is hard to, like, buy in and, like, feel, I think, the way that the game is intended to be felt.
right. And I think that's what makes it really difficult. So, because I jumped in when they brought it to Xbox,
Mm,
and that was like
yeah,
one of the newer ones. And at the time, and so it was really hard for me to like feel like I could be part of the whole, because I think that's a good concept of a game. I just couldn't feel like I was part of it. Unfortunately, I felt like a very big disconnect from everything that was going on.
sure, sure.
But I do have some interesting news in this next
This
one.
one's very interesting. This was a study that you found, right?
Yeah, this was yeah, I kind of like
Interesting.
when we find studies because they're very fascinating and interesting to me. So, this was a new study from uh, Quantic Foundry, and it shows game genre interests are changing. So, Quantic Foundry collected data from their from their gamer motivation profile for about 9 years. So, the gamer motivation profiles, for everybody who doesn't know, is a 5-minute survey that allows gamers to get a personalized report on their gaming motivations and see how they compare with other gamers. So the categories include destruction, excitement, competition, community, challenge, strategy, completion, power, fantasy, story, discovery, and design. And it turns out that gamers become less interested in strategic thinking and planning. So, what is strategy? So, Quantic Foundry defines it as the appeal of long term thinking, planning, and careful decision making. And with this information, this implies that gamers are now more easily cognitively overloaded when they play games and are more likely to avoid strategic complexity. So we want to know, do you agree with this study? And or not. Like this is a very fascinating study that they've done, and I wouldn't have thought, oh, people don't like it, but I can see why. I know for me, when I play a strategic game, if it's too overly complex, I kind of go, oh, this is way past how much like my comfort zone of how much I want to do.
Mhm.
So like I kind of get like this whole like I'm good, I don't want to play this game, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
there's well, I'm trying to think of the games that I'm thinking of, but there are some strategy games out there that I really, really like and I do enjoy. But they're definitely, even though I like them, they're the games I've definitely touched the least because I think most strategy games aren't very co-op friendly. Um, there's how else do I want to put this? There's the I think like some people is like I play video games to turn off and to enjoy and relax, where some people will find heavy strategy. Hey, this ain't very relaxing for me. Um, so I do like strategy within my games. I love strategy within my games, but I don't commonly gravitate to games that are just about strategy, which like is a lot of those like turn-based like some of the city builder sims in a way, like some of them.
Mhm.
Like depending on the type of city builder it is, I really like it. Other ones are a little too like when you have like the whole hex grids, I usually struggle with those because they're
Yeah.
not as interactive for me. It's more of like I'm watching things go by and I sit here, wait to see what happens, and then I make some clicks and decisions. I need something that's more interactive for me than what a
Right.
lot of I feel like very stereotypical, very deep, strong strategy games are.
Right, right. I look at it as like the strategy games are like very similar to the risk games. It's like, oh, you need to be very strategic in the sense of like what are you planning to like how you're going to defend or defeat this person. And
Mhm.
so like to me, strategy has always been um like I loved Age of Empires because you knew like the concept. The concept was build your base up as quickly as possible, get through the ages as fast as possible so that you have the best gear, right? But
Absolutely.
nowadays it feels like it's become more and more like very heavily like think about this in a if you were the commander of the defense the Department of Defense, like how would you I'm like, no, I don't want to go that far, people. Like, I'm not here to perform open heart surgery on this game. I'm here to play this game and have a good time. I also think too, on the strategic part, the other end of it, like strategic thinking and planning in the sense of management games. There are some management planning type games that I play that are simulators, right?
Mhm.
And it's very heavily like you must water these crops at this time and they can only grow at this one. And I'm like, this is too complex. Like, why can't we just tell me like, like when we did schedule one, that is a strategic planning and thinking game because you have to strategically think what is the right recipe to create the right product to get the most out of your buck, right? But that's not overly complex to me. That seems less complex, but it could get more complex as we go because we haven't gotten into the next realm of the different types that we have. But that one does a good job. There are some where it feels like you are overly thinking about everything and it makes it really difficult. So, I was cut off. What's going on?
Yeah, I didn't see it on my end. Tyler, you might need to just refresh. You might need to back out, refresh, and everything. It could be just something on your end. But no, I 100% agree with all of that, Kitty. That is, it's such an interesting study. Um,
Mhm.
it's very. I would love to see more of these come out. I would love to see like how people are like receiving other different genres and how they feel about them. So I think that's really, really intriguing.
I think it'd be interesting to go back through Quantic Foundry and see like their other studies and what they've
Sure,
done.
see what else
I
they've
just
done.
saw Yeah, I just saw this one and I thought it was very fascinating
I
that they
agree.
did it. Um, but yeah, like they have so much information and it is definitely something if you guys love studies and data and all that stuff, like this whole website is incredible. They break it down. They do a whole deep dive into what they're looking at, understanding gamers and implications for making games and, all this stuff to kind of like break down what they look for. And I'm like, oh God, this is so
Mm,
intense. Like they even do the decline of identical for both men and women in the sense of
sure.
like how women and men in the age in the difference in genre or in genres and then genders and everything else. So there's a whole lot to this and even how COVID played a part in how we all gamed and how that was different. So yeah, we'll definitely share this with
And
you
I'm
guys.
sure COVID is why. Sorry, just a random thought. Like I'm pretty
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure like the how COVID is adjusted us to play games is why people are so interested in there is such a boom and interest in that cozy like community like things with friends phase because we had to find a way to connect with everybody out without being able to go and see our people. And so many people was like I like all my people, I would see people every week or almost every day. Like I am the house that people
Yes, I
come
know.
to. I don't go to their house. And
Yes, I know.
I will go to their place, but we are the host, right? I had D&D every week. So like we definitely used our time that we used to have with one another during COVID through like playing multiplayer games. And like um we had this was before I even got a chance to meet you, Kitty, because we met during COVID, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
And I had like a big Minecraft server going where all of my friends were in there. And that's like we got on almost every day and we were in there just building our bases, doing crazy stuff and just enjoying our time together. And I think that is why we see here that people like some of the categories that we see that was listed is, community and, story, discovery, designing. Like I think that's because we couldn't go and do things that were so community based because
Hmm.
of COVID. And since we were stuck
Right.
inside a home, we're like, oh, I'm already in my PJs. Let's get on nice and cozy and stuff like that.
I still do that. What are you talking about?
Same.
That still happens to this day.
And
Oh
I
man, I'm
think
nice
it
and
because
cozy.
honestly, like quarantine lasted for so long, it makes sense why
Yeah.
people still do those things. It got ingrained to us for a very long time and it helped us create new habits and just or find like, hey, you know what? I don't care. I can be in my pajamas all day. It's fine. Like,
Morgan's in them right now. No, I'm just kidding.
actually, for once, I'm not. No, I'm kidding. I'm always dressed for the show. And outside of the show, I'm probably in my pajamas.
Oh, probably.
Half the time when I'm editing our videos, I'm in my pajamas.
That's fair. That's fair.
Anyway, sorry. That was just a thought that popped in my head.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, let us know what you guys think. Do you agree with the new study or not? We really want to know. And with that, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's going to be zombies versus vampires as we take a look at the
Yes.
new Steam Fest that's happening right now. And I'm really excited because we have some really good games to show you guys. Some of
Yes.
them that we've actually played for several years, and one that I played just recently that I am now hooked with.
Yeah,
So
so
we will be right back.
when we return, you're gonna see actual videos from us. One that Tyler has been asking for a long time, and then we get to show you some even more that we've played personally. But See y'all after this short break, guys. All right, everybody. It is the Steam Vampires versus Zombies first, or was it? I always mix up. Is it vampires or zombies first?
Zombies versus
Oh, yes,
vampires.
that's right. It's zombies versus vampires fest. And with that being said, everybody, this fest does run until June 2nd. It will end at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so that's 1
So
p.m.
tomorrow.
Eastern or 12 p.m. Central. But yeah,
Tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow. But
Like tomorrow.
I wish these like always like went a little bit longer than our live show, but either way, we want to talk about them with you. Um, so the first things first, before we actually chose two video games each from the fest that we both have played that we want to show you that either is vampire related or zombie related. Maybe both, who knows? But we want to show those to you that in case they interest you. But before we dive into that, KP did play a zombie game. Was it zombie? I think it's zombie, right? Or is it both?
Yes, well, it's a necro game, but it falls underneath the zombies, I guess.
Gotcha, gotcha. So we have a game like that KP looked at and actually did a whole review. So we're going to show you that. And then also we have a game that is not out yet that we wanted to highlight to you that has been asked and suggested to us by Tyler. So Tyler, if you're still in chat, we're about to take that game. And honestly, it's pretty cool. I added it to my wish list. I'm very interested in it. But instead of me spoiling what it is, I'm just going to go ahead, take this video, and honestly, let it just show itself. So, yeah, here we go. Take a look at this game that's yet to be released. Why are you not playing? The end is here. Doom has come to Birmingham. And we're not talking about a city in Michigan or Alabama. A strange plague sweeps the countryside, transforming men into monsters and cities into slaughterhouses. You are one of the last survivors of Birmingham, alone against the shambling corpses of your former friends and neighbors, with only your wits to protect you. This is God Save Birmingham, developed by Ocean Drive Studio Incorporated, the same creators as Lost Eidolons. It is a zombie apocalypse survival game set in 14th century Birmingham, England. You'll need to survive the undead plague in this painstakingly recreated medieval market town, manage your needs, master physics-based mechanics, and evade the horde for as long as you can. Even after the end of the world, life goes on. Forage for supplies, craft tools and weapons, hunt for food and shelter, but remember, the horde is always near. You will need to use your wits to get out of harrowing situations with physics-based mechanics that reward your quick wits and skill. Stack furniture to barricade doors, leap low fences to trip up your clumsy foes, and sever limbs to reduce the undead to angry, gurgling torsos. Just beware of stumbling on random objects like a bucket while fleeing. God Save Birmingham is made with Unreal Engine 5 and is coming to early access soon, according to its Steam page. The early access version will focus on a sandbox mode utilizing about 1/4 of the entire town. The full town will be available at the official release, with a campaign mode coming later to complete the experience. Are you ready to face the plagued hordes of friends and family in 14th century England? God Save Birmingham is coming to PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. Wishlist God Save Birmingham today. All right, everybody, that is your look at God Save Birmingham. Thank you so much for the suggestion, Tyler. I'm definitely interested in it. I wish it wasn't single player, but I say that about almost every single player game. So, it is what it is. But I want to say I do like this concept because it's like some of the mechanics are like where you have to be more concerned about sneaking around and everything. Those
Mhm.
give me like remind me of like the Last of Us vibes with the clickers.
Yeah.
So I do like to see this. It looks really nice. I think it looks really cool. They've done a full recreation of what an actual England medieval town looked like
Mhm.
before. So I think that's also just a really cool like historical look at it. Like that, I think it's pretty sick. KP, what did you think of this when you got to take a look at it?
I really am interested in it. I wanna see if they do a demo because I think if they do a demo, like, let's say Steam Next Fest comes up and they
Mhm.
have a demo, that would really be helpful because that will kinda determine from at least a single player standpoint if this is a game that I like. I
Sure,
have like
fair.
I have a hard time with single player games, But there are some that I can stomach and be like, okay, let's do this. And not in the sense of me like, I'm going to throw up. It's just more like I get very bad, like, I don't want to play this because I'm bored kind of thing. But yeah, there was a demo and the guy who played it irritated me. Oh
N-
no.
See, Tyler needs a Morgan KP Techyries demo, obviously.
You should next time, Tyler, if you see there's a demo, you need to let us know so we can jump in on it, okay? Um, and
It
that
might
goes for
have been,
everybody.
yeah.
And that goes for everybody. If there is a game that you guys want us to look at and check out, and there's a demo or you want us to spotlight it, please let us know. Like we said, this one was one that Tyler gave us, and it's very fascinating. It's a very fascinating game. No, it's fine, Tyler. I'm just saying, like, oh, next time, if there is a demo and you see it, let us know because we
And
would love to
sometimes
jump into
sometimes
it
those
and
demos
try it
aren't
out.
open either. Like
Right,
so, like
right.
sometimes like developers, like there's somebody they follow that they really like, that's a streamer or something, and they'll reach out to them like, "Hey, we'd like you to play a demo of this game because it's for marketing and to also get their
If
opinions
you're a
to
demo,
adjust it."
right? But if you're a developer and you want us to try your game, let us know.
We will.
We will. We really will. We did have that once with the what is that? It was the one Vietnam game that you tried out.
Oh yeah, good kill.
Good kill. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, no, I think this game is really cool. I think I like the aspects of like the. I thought it was really funny when in your thing when you were showing the part where the main character you play gets hurt and they're like hobbling, right? And all I could see in the back of my head was like as they're hobbling faster, like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit,
I
oh
need
shit,
it,
oh
right?
shit. Like that's all I thought about. Like, I'm
I
gonna
know. It's
die,
just
I'm
like
gonna
it's
die,
like
I'm gonna die.
oh no 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 no. Like a really funny
And then they
movie
get outside and
moment.
they're like
Yes,
pitchfork. And I
absolutely.
was like, what the?
And what's funny to
I
me
think that
is it's a nice that just goes to show to me that they pay it because they're very much paying attention to physic mechanics in this game, right?
Mhm.
But I look
Yeah.
at it too as like with the physics, they're kind of like taking it into account like our body physics as well and our
Yeah.
physiology and like how our body expresses because the fact that both you and I had that same thought watching him hobble. Like, well, if we both are thinking that way, they're doing a really good job working on the physics of the body
Yeah.
as well. So
And
I think that's the thing I'm the most excited to look at is how the physics works.
yeah.
So we see a little bit of physicality in this in the footage I had to work with. I want to see
Mhm.
more. I want to see how it works more in depth. And
Yeah.
how different is it compared to other games or similar that uses
Mhm.
physics-based mechanics?
I think we're gonna see more of those now, especially with the fact that Repo became so popular
Yes, I
because of the
agree.
physics game. I think we're gonna see indie developers kind of like testing the waters more with like how can we make more the physics type feel of things, and especially from like either your body as a human or maybe you're an animal, who
Yeah.
because there are some really cool games out there where you get to play as a creature and which we will be spotlighting later and our stuff. So just a little plug there. But yeah, I just think we're gonna see more development. I really do feel like indie gamers are taking games and really pushing them to the next level. Um, because to them, they're like, what do I have to lose? If this game doesn't do well, it's not like it's the end of the world, right?
Sure.
I mean, whereas a AAA, if their game doesn't do well, that's a big budget that just got destroyed for them because they didn't make their money back or more. So, like, I feel like that's why indie developers really take more of a risk, and it's really cool to see.
I
But
100%
speaking
agree
of
with you.
indie developers,
Yes.
okay,
Speaking of
um, I was like, can I go into mine?
yes, please do.
Okay, so speaking of indie developers, I have a game that is super cool and fascinating, and you get to be a necromancer. And you might be even surprised by a little bit more of why they chose the character they chose. So, Morgan, go ahead and hit play.
Okay.
Nights are starting to get angry. Get ready for a feast, underlings.
This is Be My Horde, a roguelike survivor game where your minions fight for you. The game is published and developed by Polish Games. Whether it's a simple peasant, a fierce warrior, a noble knight, or a sheep, players can devour the souls of all of them and add their bodies to their terrifying horde. The game mixes roguelite, action, and horde survival. Let's dive into the gameplay. The game has a top-down view and a bloody 2D aesthetic to it. The controls are easy. Simply move the main character, Moriana, and then hold down the spacebar or mouse button to resurrect any dead peasants, warriors, knights, or sheep to add them to your horde. After collecting so many souls, you'll be able to gain a perk from a choice of 3 on the screen. This will help make your army stronger, or add an instance that will give you a chance to instantly kill enemies to grow your army. And if you die, no worries. The souls you collect during your run will help you upgrade your home base. This could increase items such as adding more minions to your army, resurrecting more minions at once, increasing your health, or increasing your health regeneration. Then it's back out to the world to try your hand at a run again. Now to the art design. According to the dev log from Polished Games, the graphic designer behind Moriana, Alicia Frelick, was inspired by the goddess Balkith from Baldur's Gate 3. But the graphic designer wanted to add more sexiness to the character and decided to take inspiration from Bayonetta. But still, they wanted to make sure that the character had evil characteristics. Now, here are some of the things to know about Moriana. She is a control freak, lacks empathy, and she doesn't have any emotions. Alicia thought about utilizing a more dominatrix feel to her, but in the end, Alicia gravitated towards the style of Morticia Addams. As for Moriana name, the devs chose it because of its meaning. Mors, meaning death, but it also has a reference to a mare, a ghost from the Slavic folklore that comes in the form of a woman. The second half, Anna, adds a delicate part to her name. But to make Moriana the anti-hero, she needed a voice. That brings us to our soundtrack for the game. Amber Lee Connors was chosen out of the voice actors who auditioned for her. The devs chose her because she has the ability to navigate the delicate balance between strength, independence, and the alluring seductive qualities that you hear from Moriana.
Ah, Dick, Dick, Dick. His mind is as empty as a porous plate. But I must admit, there's a certain power in those arms of his. However, I expected more from you, my underling.
And while Moriana beckons to you throughout the game, you'll destroy minions with an extraordinary combination of heavy metal and classical music. Overall, Be My Horde will challenge your every move as you walk across the battlefield to grow your army. This game released on June 18th, 2024, and since then, the devs released the Welcome to Hell update. This update will have you march into the domain ruled by the CEO of Hell himself, the Devil. So if you want to slay enemies and resurrect them as your loyal undead minions, then this is the game for you. This is your first look at Be My Horde.
All right, everybody, that is Be My Horde. It is on Steam and is a part of the Steam Zombies and Vampires Fest. I love her. I love her so much.
I was just telling Morgan while it was playing that it's so funny when you die and everything, she like gets so mad at you that you kind of don't feel like you're like caroused by it. It's so funny. She'll be like, I can't believe you just failed, my underling. You should have done better. I expected more. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. like please don't, but also do hurt me. I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying right now.
Yes, mommy. I mean, mommy. No.
Right. Yes, mommy. Yeah, no, wait. No, that's not right, ma'am. Mistress, I don't know where I'm supposed to be at right now in my head. But
I
yeah,
love
and then
her.
during the whole game, like I love like during the whole time that you play, she beckons the whole time and she's like, "Oh, yes, more toys to play with." And I'm like, "Oh my God."
I love her.
And then she has
This
and
is
then
my
she
takeaway of this review that you've done is I love her.
Yeah. But I guess like the other thing that's really funny to me is like so she hates the king and his name is actually Richard, but every time she talks to him she's always like Dick and he's like stop calling me Dick. And she's like okay, Dick. Yeah, no, I love this game.
What a
It
queen.
is not easy. I will tell you right now, when you first play it, it is not easy. It really takes you going back to your home base, leveling up some things for you to get the hang of it, maybe grow make you a little bit tougher, be able to summon more minions to join you. And I think what I really love about this concept is it's the opposite of what I normally play for horde games, which is normally like I have like better weaponry, right? I have better skills, and then I have these enemies come after me and I kill them. This
Mhm.
one's all about protecting you and the inside and building this wall around you, which is really fun. So I definitely recommend it for anybody who is into these like swarm games, or you want to just like check it out. I think there is a demo
I'm
still.
typically not a swarm game kind of gal,
Mhm.
but because of
I have become lately.
her alone, I want to play this game.
Oh yeah, like I at first was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. And then I started watching it, I'm like, I kind of want this. And then I bought it and I was like, I love this. And I love the fact that they actually chose people to come in and be voice actors. For the
Yes,
fact that it was an indie game, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is so great."
love it.
So I like I said, I definitely recommend it. I'm very pleased with it. I love the art style. And she has outfits, Morgan. You can get outfits for her. So you don't just have to wear the one outfit. There are others, but it does take a while to get that money up so that you can,
Gotcha.
well, the money, just so you guys know, is in souls. So how many souls that you capture. So yeah,
Well, good to know.
exciting. But we have
Well,
more. But wait, there's more that we're going to talk
but
about because we're
there's
not done
more.
yet.
Yeah, so guys, with
Yeah.
everything in related to the zombies and vampire Steam Fest going on, and just, just look at the graphic again. So, with that being
There
said,
you go.
we we have chosen two games each to highlight to you that we have played. And I'm just going to go ahead and kick things off. So, my first pick for the the Zombie versus Vampires Fest is none other than V Rising. So, I'm going
Which
to let
I have
this.
played too.
Yeah, we've played this together actually.
Yes.
So, um, V
From
Rising
a
is
necro to a vampire.
yes. The V Rising is fun solo, but even better in my opinion with friends. In this
Mhm.
awesome vampire game, you get to seize your destiny, defy Dracula, and rise as the ultimate predator to rule the night. So you wake as a weakened vampire of after like centuries of slumber. You'll hunt for blood to regain your strength while hiding from the scorching sun to survive. You build a mighty castle, convert humans into loyal thralls, pillage villages, raid bandit camps, challenge supernatural beings, and drink their blood to steal their power. So you'll experience a vampire survival action RPG adventure like no other, according to the devs. Now, this is really fun. It's really unique with like I think all the magic abilities that you have, and you get to build your base, and you have to worry about like controlling your base and even protecting it. So I really love this game. I love V Rising. It's definitely one I can jump back into whenever somebody wants me to. And it recently
Yeah,
had a new update come out called Invaders of
mhm.
Oakvale. So I think that was came out the very end of April.
Yes. April 28th, they announced
Mm.
it. And I love the fact too, so with that, just so you guys are aware, some of the little patch notes regarding the Oakvale. So there's a new zone, there's gonna be new bosses, new enemies, there's 3 new weapons and 7 new spells. They may have reforged weapons by mixing blood. You'll craft from your treasury. They have a new castle decor, and it's all incorporated in the update that they have. So I like the fact that they've started continuing the whole storyline and
Yes, me too.
everything
It's been
too.
a long time since we've had an update.
Yes. I kinda wanna jump back into this too, but, I think we'd have to start over, like
Oh,
always.
100% agreed. 100% agreed.
But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with starting over. Sometimes starting over is the most fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do have another selection for you guys, and it's an oldie but a goodie. So let me switch on over to it for you so you can see it. So this is none other than Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army. So in the dying flames of World War II, a despairing Hitler unleashes one final unholy gamble, a legion of undead super soldiers that threatens to overwhelm the whole of Europe. So American, German, Russian, it doesn't matter. Any previous military allegiances no longer just matter. So now it's just the living versus the dead. So this game features a co-op campaign for 1 to 4 players. You can get Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army for 85% off during this festival. So it's literally only currently $2.24. And so is the
Wow.
Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 2. So you can actually get both of the standalone undead expansions of the award-winning Sniper Elite series for less than $5 US. It's huge. I love the entire
Jeez.
Sniper Elite franchise. Um, like I have played the entire franchise except I think for the most recent Sniper Elite, and I love it. It's fantastic. Even though this is an older game, the graphics hold up. The really when you get like awesome kill shots, so, like there's a fun animation that really shows like where you're breaking the bones and such. Like it's honestly so good.
Mm.
I can it, honestly for me like I love sniping and I can't express enough how good not like this the sniper elite stuff is. The Nazi zombie army stuff is totally different. But in a good way. I have a really funny story about this game if you don't mind real quick. Um
No, go for it.
my this is years ago when I still lived at my parents and I was playing this game with my friend who bought it for me and he's the one who got me into the Sniper Elite franchise. And we're playing it together and I wasn't ever a really big zombie gamer, and this was not my first zombie game, but one of the first ones I really had where I could play with someone else. And
Mhm.
I fell down a hole into literally a horde of like 50 fucking zombies and screamed because I was like, "Ow!" And I literally woke up my mom, and she came down. Are you okay? Are you like? And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just playing a zombie game. She's like, oh my god, I thought someone was in here killing you. And I was like, just zombies. I'm sorry, mom. Go back to bed.
That's funny. That's a good one. Element said that he tried it and he didn't like it. The whole point of the um SE series is sneaking around and making amazing shots. In a zombie game, the zombies are swarming you, and sneaking and sniping don't really work.
I will
Oh,
say
sorry.
that out of the Sniper Elite franchise, the hardest of the franchise is their zombie army games for sure because of that fact.
Mhm.
For sure. I totally get that element. I just in general love the Sniper Elite franchise. I had a lot of fun. I have some funny stories with the zombie army whole thing. So, yeah, I get it though. But if you want, you can get both of them for less than $5. The main games are
Listening.
absolutely amazing.
All right. Well, with that, I guess I'll show my picks.
Yes. What do you have for us?
All right, so my first pick is a game I have played before, and it's a challenging one. So it is called They Are Billions and is a steampunk strategy game set on a post-apocalyptic planet. You have to build and defend colonies to survive against the billions of the infected that seek to annihilate the few remaining living humans. Can humanity survive after the zombie apocalypse? I'm going to say no because I did not survive. um there are 48 missions with more than 60 hours of gameplay. You have to build fortified colonies to survive the infected territories. You have to destroy the swarm of infected with the imperial army, and you have to make your colonies evolve with more than 90 available technologies. This game is I love this game, but it also irritates me because I have never completed the game. Like, I have not completed, like, one level of the game.
Oh
But it's a
man.
really fun game, and I love that it's all steampunky, and it is definitely one that I wanna dive back into. Maybe my brain can comprehend it a little bit better this time going around, but yeah, I really like this game. I don't remember, what the price of it is right now for
Here, I
the
can scroll
event,
down.
if you don't mind
It is
scrolling.
30% off, so it's currently $20.99.
Go. All right, my second one though, this one I have played a lot, and if you guys have seen my trailer for my personal Twitch, you'll see that this game is in there. This game is Killing Floor 2. In the game, players will descend into continental Europe after it has been overrun by horrific, murderous clones called Zeds that were created by rogue elements of the Horzine Corporation. Now, this game can have 6 players playing co-op with it and 12 players versus Zed slaughtering mayhem. I think it's like $2 right now,
Yeah,
if
here.
I'm not mistaken. It's
Yeah,
super cheap.
2.99, $3,
Yeah.
90% off.
I love this game. So what I love about this game is you go in, you pick a character, and then you pick what you want to do for a class, and then you
Nice.
level up your class as you go. So like for me, I loved playing like at one point I was having fun playing the AR, the rifleman, and then there was like the bomber, and then there was like the flamethrower. I really enjoy this game. And what they do every year is for Christmas, they have Krampus. And
Ooh.
you get to go defeat Krampus and everything. So I want to jump back into this, but I don't have any people to play with right now. So unfortunate for me.
Well, guys, $3. You could join Kitty in some Killing Floor 2.
Morgan's like, I'm not doing it.
I might. We'll see, we'll see. Never say never. I feel like I
I
need
mean,
to go and scroll
it
this
is
and
a
see if there's
horror.
any good ones I want to grab.
It is a swarm, so it does kind of suck because you are getting swarmed, but even though you fail like a couple times, as you keep
Sure.
leveling up, you just get better. Like you get better weapons. You never played Killing Floor game, but seeing gameplay. So I have never played the first one ramp. I got into the second one because of the mechanics were probably improved and the people that I was playing with at the time, they were playing it and they were like, "You need to get this." And I was like, "All right." And then I just got like addicted to it.
Well, but
But there are a ton of games, several games that are on sale, several
so
games that
many.
they have been showing as upcoming for down the line that you might want to check out. So definitely check out the Zombies versus Vampires
Yes.
Fest on Steam.
Indeed. All right, everybody. With that being said, we are going to go on a very short break. And when we come back, we have a massive list of
So
upcoming games. With that, maybe Switch do launch. There might be a lot of Nintendo games coming. But yeah, we went through and picked the best of the best, and then a bunch of really other cool indie games that are also releasing this week. So we want to highlight them. Maybe there's some in there you want to add to your wish list, or maybe catch on release. I know there's a couple that we've been interested in and been keeping our eyes out on as well. So, with that being said, y'all, we will be back very shortly. And when we return, we're going to be diving into those upcoming games. See y'all soon. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so as we get ready for a new week, it also means a new week of games. So, this upcoming week game list is going to have quite the theme to it, as I hinted to earlier, with many Nintendo Switch 2 games launching. And that's all because, once again, of the new console coming out on June 5th. So, KP, could you kick us off with the first one we got for the games coming out?
Sure. So let's start with, thankfully, Monday on June 2nd with Void Sayer. The world has fallen into darkness, cursed by the abyss. You are one of the many hapless, I think this was supposed to be hopeless, but I think, no, maybe hapless survivors at risk of being consumed. Unlike others, you have a chance to fight back. Void Sayer is a dark monster tamer JRPG. Assemble your monster team, take on eldritch horrors, and return hope to the world. The game releases on PC only on Monday, and there is a demo available on Steam. I really want to play this game because they said I can tame monsters.
Yeah, so this has actually been on my radar for a hot minute now, and I have the demo in my library. It's just been on that long list of things I haven't gotten to yet.
Right.
So,
Our long list of things that we have to do still. So, yeah, eventually that list
yeah,
will shorten itself.
yeah. But no,
Yeah.
this one definitely looks very interesting. It's definitely a different type of game for what I would normally play in terms of like the mechanic of how it's played, but it story wise, art style wise, I'm very interested and intrigued.
I just want to tame monsters. You tell me I can have animals, I'm there. This has been now becoming my running theme of my life. You tell me I can have animals, I'm there. You tell me I can have plants ruin lives, I'm there. Like any way that I can be a companion tamer, let me know. Like so much so, and then not to like jump into like this, but so much so that I have my sorcerer in Diablo 4 that has spirit wolves. I am now a spirit wolf tamer. I'm there.
Nice.
Give me the animals. If you haven't noticed.
No boy, oh boy. All right, y'all. Also on Monday is Void Scout. So in this game, save reality one mission at a time. A seemingly unimportant Void Scout gets thrown into the middle of an interdimensional war as the only one who can prevent the exoforms from consuming reality. Strategize, plan, and execute in a suspenseful tactical roguelike. Save the multiverse, and die trying. This game releases on Monday on PC only. Sorry, Owen jumped up here and I was like, Owen, hello. Owen heard she wants animals. Well, I'm here.
I'm here.
Owen's here. You can't see him, but his head's right down here. All right. Let's see. Let's see. What's next, KP? Oh, no, it's still me. My apologies.
Yeah,
Hi.
apparently I looked at it, I was like,
Ah,
"Oh, this is a lot of you for a while. It's fine.
it's
You got
me.
this."
So, next up, everybody. Sorry for the weird, awkward wait. Um, all
You
right,
can
so
just blame
move.
Owen, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So moving to Tuesday, June 3rd, navigate the competitive industrial landscape of vibrant 1980s USA. Make strategic manufacturing decisions. Optimize production chains. Sorry, Owen's tail was in the way. Acquire technologies and expand your global business network with key contacts. Opportunities await for those savvy enough to capitalize on them. Rise of Industry 2 releases on Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5.
But wait, it's you again.
It's me again! All right, guys. So, we're going to, in this one, dive into the parallel story to Undertale. So, fight or spar your way, I can read, through action packed battles as you explore a mysterious world alongside an endearing cast of new and familiar characters. So, Chapter 3 and 4 will be available on launch with more planned as free updates. So Deltarune releases on PC, PlayStation 4, and Switch on June 4th. It releases on June 5th to the Switch too. There's also a demo where you can play chapters 1 and 2 on Steam if you want to check those out.
All right. Well, now that we've done what? We've done
3?
the 4th, so Tuesday,
Yes.
Monday. We're going to skip Wednesday and go straight to Thursday.
We're going to be on Thursday for a minute, y'all.
Yes, this is going to be our biggest day for game releases. So strap in, guys, and really just sip on your whatever
June
you're
5th.
drinking. Yes, June 5th. All right, first up is Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. In the game, you will relive the tale of the Warriors of Light on their quest to awaken the crystals. Enjoy strategic battles featuring the unique Brave and Default commands and over 20 different jobs, plus modern gameplay enhancements and all new mini games. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Try saying that super fast is really difficult. Releases Thursday on the Switch too. It's a
Woo!
lot of words.
All the Switch 2 stuff. All right, so next up, guys, also coming to the Switch 2 on Thursday is Civilization 7. So, it's the next chapter in the Sid Meier's Civilization franchise. You'll build the greatest empire the world has ever known. So, yeah, this game's been out for a while on PC and other platforms, but on June 5th, it is officially coming to the Switch 2.
All right, get ready to explore the an open world action adventure RPG set in Night City, megalopolis, obsessed with power, glamour, and body modifications. In Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, you will get to enjoy the original story as well as the acclaimed spy thriller adventure in the Phantom Library expansion. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th.
Woo! Switch games. Here's another. Guess what? What's next? No, not that one, Owen. Another Switch game. So, test your driving skills in Fast Fusion. This game will have you get behind the wheel of your anti-grav vehicle through brilliant tracks such as the beautiful Redwood Forest, the storm planet Tempesta, or through the lofty heights of Yama Crest. Fashion Fusion comes out on the Switch 2 on June 5th.
All right, Cloud Strife, an ex-soldier operative, descends on the Mako powered city of Midgar. The world of the timeless classic Final Fantasy VII is reborn using cutting-edge graphics technology, a new battle system, and an additional adventure featuring Yuffie Kisaragi.
Kasaragi.
Thank you. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th.
And next up on June 5th, you get to be the last player standing in Battle Royale, Zero Build, Re-Old, and Fortnite OG, or explore LEGO Fortnite experiences. So you get to play thousands of free creator-made islands with friends, including death runs, tycoons, racing, zombie survival, and much more. Because Fortnite releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th as well.
All right, suit up for a spy thriller adventure where all your deadly abilities are put to the test across more than 20 locations. Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition brings together the best of Hitman, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3, including the main campaign. The game releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th, aka Thursday.
Yes, another one for Thursday because we're still on Thursday, y'all. So we have Hogwarts Legacy, which is an immersive open world action RPG in the Harry Potter world. Now you can take control of the action and be at the center of your own adventure in the wizarding world. So this game releases on Switch 2 on June 5th as well.
All right, the whole world is your racetrack in this massive evolution of the Mario Kart series. The courses you race are Race On are all connected in a seamless world. Drive the paths between them to traverse mountains, forests, cities, and more. Mario Kart World releases on the Switch on June 5th.
Right now, you'll get to an inside look at the Nintendo Switch 2 system with Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour because they're trying to compete with Sony's Astrobot stuff. It is an interactive exhibit of sorts that offers an inside look at the features and tech that power your gaming experience. So look, touch, and feel your way through the different exhibits. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th.
Welcome to the Eastern nation of Azuma. In this fresh take on Rune Factory, use your powers as an earth danger to restore the land, its people, and even its gods. Along the way, battle corrupted monsters, rebuild seasonal farms and villages, and reform bonds with the colorful locals. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th, and one day earlier, it will release on PC.
All right, y'all. Here comes Capcom's newest challenger. So Street Fighter 6 presents the next evolution of Street Fight in the Street Fighter series. Street Fighter 6 spans 3 distinct game modes including World Tour, Fighting Ground, and Battle Hub. Street Fighter 6 will also release on the Switch 2 on June 5th.
On June 5th, the Switch 2 will get both the Legend of Zelda games, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild will have you travel across vast fields through forests and mountain peaks as you discover what has become of the Kingdom of Hyrule. And Tears of the Kingdom is the sequel to Breath of the Wild. You'll decide your own path through the sprawling landscapes of Hyrule and the mysterious islands floating in the vast skies above. Both games release on June 5th on the Switch 2. They should have upgraded graphics.
Yes. So next, y'all, 2 detectives, 1 deadly experiment, a race against time. Each player has one half of the puzzle. In this 2-player co-op puzzle game, you can survive the parallel experiment only by working together. So this game is Parallel Experiment, and it releases on June 5th on PC, iOS, and Android. See, look at these mobile games we were talking about. But there is a demo available on Steam if you want to check it out.
All right. Get ready to fight like hell through Tokyo and Osaka entertainment districts as Yakuza, Kazuma, Kiru, and Cabaret Club manager Goro Majima in an epic crime drama of intertwined fates that created legends. The director's cut content gives deeper insight into key incidents and character backstories with never before seen cutscenes. Plus, the Red Light Raid online multiplayer mode lets you join forces with friends and choose from 60 playable characters to take down hordes of enemies. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th. I think I have said every name I could possibly say.
I love how you keep giving yourself this time around all the Japanese names when normally you purposely give them to me because you know I'm more familiar with the names.
Hey, I think I did pretty good.
You did pretty good. You did pretty good. I think it's funny.
It is funny. It's just wherever it falls when I write them,
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason.
All right, y'all. We
All
are
right,
getting
next,
there. We're almost done with Thursday, kinda. So
sort of. Okay, next it is Shadow the Hedgehog is back with classic and modern Sonic in Sonic Times Shadow Generations or Sonic X Shadow Generations. I'm not really sure which way
Sonic
that's
X,
supposed to be
yeah.
said. An all new collection featuring 2 unique experiences. This game releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th. So, yeah.
Yeah. Another one that KP and I are a big fan of is the ability to embrace mind blowing moments as you're pulling deep into many worlds of Split Fiction, a boundary pushing co op adventure. So, Split Fiction is actually also releasing on the Switch 2 on June 5th. So, yeah, you can enjoy your Split Fiction life on Switch 2.
You know, that game that we still haven't played yet.
Yes. We'll get there, y'all, when we're not editing.
All right. Yeah, when we're not editing, exactly. Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer is a racing game released by Namco in 1993. You'll experience the essence of virtual reality using the 3D CG System 22. There are 4 modes to choose from, including 3 difficulty levels. This game releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th. I love the fact that as I'm reading this, Morgan had to like down the rest of her Red Bull so that she can finish this.
Yup. Gotta get through Thursday.
That's right. Hold on, let me down this Red Bull really fast.
Listen, y'all. And this isn't even okay. I know y'all are saying that like this just coming there's too many Switch 2 games coming out. I agree. And we didn't even choose all of them. There's even more than what we included in the show. So, there's
Yeah, I
a
took a lot out.
lot. There's a lot
I only
coming
kept
out.
the big names.
No. So next up I have for you is Etheria. So Etheria is a turn-based strategy RPG. To preserve the flame of civilization, humanity transfers their consciousness into the virtual world Etheria. And you, as a hyperlinker, will enter the virtual world to uncover the hidden truths of Etheria. So Etheria Restart releases on June 5th on PC, iOS, and Android.
Not a Switch game. I just
Not a
wanted to say
Switch
that.
one this time. Ha!
Gotcha. A new tale of the Kami awaits. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to say some of this stuff now. My brain's going. Kanitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, is a unique Japanese-inspired single-player Kagura action strategy game. Did the best I could, guys. The game releases on the Switch 2 on June 5th. All right, are we ready for Friday? I think we're ready for Friday.
It's Friday, Friday. And that means we're done with Switch 2 games.
Woohoo! I'm
Yes.
excited for this one. This one I really want to try out when it comes out. So
Yes, me too.
it's
So,
on my list.
everybody, Zenless Zone Zero is a free to play action role playing game. The player assumes the role of a proxy, a character who helps others explore alternate dimensions called hollows. Over time, the proxy will recruit new party members known as agents to fight hostile entities called ethereals and other enemies. So the game releases on Xbox Series X and S on Friday, June 6th. So, yes, Ramp, I know, plays this game a lot. I see on Discord, oh, they're playing ZZZ. So, this is a game that's already been out for a little while, but it's officially coming to Xbox Series X and S.
Right.
Woo!
All right. And the last one that we have for you guys is Dragon is Dead is a and slash roguelite action platformer. It offers tons of customization fun with different character skill trees and legendary equipment. Overcome repeated deaths to defeat Gunir. Oh my gosh. The lead, I'm not going to say it. To defeat the
Guarian?
leader of the huh?
Guarnian?
Thank you. The leader of the dragons. The game is already out. So why we have this on here is because the game is releasing its 1.0 on Friday, June 6th. This release will include a final boss, new enemies, legendary and mythic gear, and a new hero. So congrats to them for getting past their early release status, their early access. We're
Yeah,
so excited for them.
So 1.0 means, for anybody who is not familiar who's watching our show, is this game has been out on PC already in early access form, but it's officially getting its full release, its full launch. Woo, good for them.
Woo! All
I have
right, we
to
did it.
scroll.
We have
Let me
completed
scroll
it
for
all.
5 years to switch back so you can see us.
We have done it. We have done it.
We've
There you
done
go.
it.
There are all. Oh, it's okay, KP. Thanks, Ram.
She gave herself all the hard names
I
today.
really try.
All
There are
right,
sometimes
guys.
where my brain just goes, no,
It goes Bert.
nope, not today. Yeah, it goes, Bert, not today.
All right, everybody. But with that being said, this is the end of our show for this week. And as always, we wanted to give you a little look into what our next show is going to look like. So for our next show, it's actually at the same time of when we're live is the Xbox Showcase. And well, we're actually going to have a watch party where we'll be live reacting to the different games and any other insane announcements they will be showing during their event. So their event actually starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I know we always start our shows at 1 p.m. Eastern. For next week, we're actually going to be starting at 12:45 p.m. Eastern. That's 11:45 a.m. Central Time. So we're doing this that way we can get on, be able to talk with you guys, and make sure everything's good to go for the live stream. We're going to be live capturing the live stream, showing it to you so you can sit here with us, watch our reactions, chat about it with us, and also see what they're showing us. So yeah, we're really excited. We did this for the Game Awards last that happened at the end of the year. So like we're super excited to dive into this. We love being able to have these like live reacts with y'all. Super super exciting. Yeah.
It's gonna be
As
a lot of
always.
fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I love doing these types of shows. Half the time though, everybody doesn't make it line up where we can. Jeez, they always want to do it
Oh,
when
so
we
busy.
have conflicts.
I
How
know. I'm
dare
like, oh
them?
gosh.
It's
I
either when
know.
you're playing D&D or I have wannabes, and we're like, "Come on, give us a better day," or it's during like the work day when we're working and can't even get on. How dare they?
Right.
How dare the
Ugh.
devs want to do it during the work hours?
No, so lame.
No,
So lame.
no, we kid. But as always, everybody, we will have the topics we discussed in our show topic section in our Discord. So if you're not in there, get in there. Before we go though, don't
Right?
forget to check us
What's
out
wrong with you
across
people?
all of our social medias. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and LinkedIn. So yeah, go head on over there, give us some love, follow us, and
I
you'll
know,
be able
yeah,
to
right.
see when you'll get information on when we're going live. You'll be able to see any links if you missed the notification from a video upload on our YouTube. You'll be able to get a reminder over there as well. So yeah,
There we go.
sounds
Sorry,
great.
I was doing all my stuff.
No worries, no worries. Thank you for setting those in.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, and we just want to remind you guys that we do have our Father's Day sale going on right now on our merch
Yes.
store. So definitely head on over there. You will get 25% off on your entire purchase. And it can be from any of our stores, it doesn't matter. And it will be automatically applied when you guys check out. So happy Father's Day shopping, everybody. It'll
Yeah.
run all the way until June 16th. So even if you forget or you're like, oh no, I need a last minute item, we will at least have it up there for you guys. So definitely check it all out. We are also going to be working on some other collections for our gear, our merch stuff. So the long t-shirts, I have looked into this. I have not seen anything for tall and long. Um, but we will keep looking to see if they maybe add. They keep constantly changing out the catalog,
Yeah,
so it could
the
possibly
store
get
we
in there.
use keeps adding new things for us to like use as our base to create, and I hoping that's one thing they bring in very very soon. So as soon as we can start adding like larger and like longer sizes, that'd be awesome. I know like my brother for example is a really tall guy, so like he sometimes needs like a larger shirt because his torso's too long.
That's right.
Yeah,
So we will definitely keep you updated, Element, on all that stuff.
yeah. As soon as
And
we know, we'll let you know.
yes. Also, if you guys love our content and love everything that we're doing, please, give us a follow. Follow us on Twitch by hitting that little heart button. It's free. We love free. Or head on over to our YouTube and show us some love. Hit the subscribe button, click likes on our YouTube videos to help, expand our reach. And make sure to hit the subscribe button, or not the subscribe, the what is it, Morgan?
The bell, go ding dong the bell.
So you know when we go live.
Yeah, you'll get
All right, we're really
notifications. Sorry, you'll get notifications when we go live. And if there's a video we posted that isn't going to be on the show because we are getting out even so much content, we can't show you every video on the show anymore. So, just saying, you
like
should
next week.
you
We're
should go
gonna
do
have
it.
content on there, and we're not gonna have stuff in the show because we're doing a watch party.
Yeah,
What?
just saying, just saying. Okay, sorry, continue.
All right. No, you're fine. And with that, we have tons of work we need to do, though, getting ready for next week's show. We have a promo we need to make. We have a
Oh
show we
boy, I
need to
forgot about
semi
that.
put together. And we have content that we need to create for you guys to go check out on our YouTube channel. So, with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hopefully, it is not raining or storming or snowing where you're at.
I hope not.
And until then, we'll see you guys next Sunday and keep processing.
Bye.